Hey, what's up, everybody? Just finalizing some settings here. So bear with for just a moment. Okay. All right, just checking make sure my microphone's coming through, because sometimes that has a habit of not coming through. All right, now I just need to finalize my tabs. Come on. There we go. All right, so now I got that one. Sorry, I thought I was a little more set up than I was. But there is a fair bit going on in the news. And actually, some of it's pretty interesting. And I forgot to set up background music. I had intended to, and I forgot to set it. But I may be able to work around that. In just a moment. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, that should do it. Hopefully it's not super duper loud. And actually, now that I think about it, I hope it's coming through. Yeah, I think I need to fix that. For sure. Alright, if you guys can hear the music, let me know. That's not what I wanted. Okay. All right, well, since clearly the music's not working, I'm just going to turn it off. All right. We'll figure out we'll figure that out later. Okay, I do believe we are finally ready to begin. Finally. I do hope everybody had a good week. So we do actually have a fair bit of things that were going on today in the world of news. Some of it, we do have a couple of, one hardware update. Some game releases that happened this week. Gonna briefly mention a couple that come on out in the next few days, within the next week. And then we do have some industry news related to video games. And so those are all coming up. Actually, I think I heard the music just a second ago, so we're going to start playing that again. We might just bump up the volume a little bit. And then I'll minimize the sound or just stop talking about it. Or I'll mute it entirely if it gets too distracting for me. All right, let's bring up the tabs. Make sure I'm in... Alright, so... Okay. Alright, I do believe we are finally ready to finally go. Let me put it in web review. And so the game that we're going to be playing tonight, I'm going to be jumping back into Doom Dark Ages. That's the game we're going to be doing today. All right. Yeah, the music was already distracting. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Make sure my phone is on mute, because that seems to be what happens to me a lot. Okay. Send out one final message. All right. Good evening, gamers, and welcome to an in-depth broadcast on the video game industry. I am your host. My name is Rokai, in case you guys are new here, and this is the full deep dive edition covering everything major that happened within the past week, going from April 3rd to today. And we're going to be skipping a lot of the prices and stuff about PlayStation because I covered that last week. And we're going to be deep diving into what actually kind of moved the needle this week in the video games industry. We're going to be talking about some hardware stability issues that are related to Nintendo. And then we're going to be talking about some video game releases. And then, like always, we're going to finish up with some industry drama. And like I said, finally, we're going to be looking at the industry drama and covering the moves that are reshaping some pipelines, some Hollywood adaptations, and some new platform policies. All right, so first we're going to jump into the hardware and platform updates. Earlier in the week, around April 6th, Nintendo quietly rolled out a system update to version 22.1.0 for both the original Nintendo Switch and the Switch 2. This wasn't a flashy feature-packed patch, but Nintendo's official notes are short and sweet on it. The general system stability improvements to enhance the user's experience, no new handheld boost mode additions yet, and no major UI overhauls, and no headline-grabbing performance boosts for any specific games. But here's why this matters to those of you that own a Nintendo, and more than it sounds on paper. The Switch 2 launched with the version 22.0 in late March, which introduced the much-requested handheld boost mode for playing original Switch titles at higher performance. Version 22.1.0 builds directly on that foundation, likely squashing day one bugs, improving network stability for online play, and tightening up background processes that could cause frame drops or game crashes in some of their more in-demand titles. For Switch 2 owners, this is likely the kind of under-the-hood work that keeps the console feeling polished as the library continues to grow. Third-party developers have already praised Nintendo's quick iteration cycle on the firmware, and early user reports on forums and social channels confirm smoother performance in recent ports and new releases. And if you haven't installed it yet, you might as well go ahead and do it. It's a small but important step to making the Switch 2 feel like a more mature platform, even though it launched just weeks ago. Hardware news sets the stage for what we're actually booting up and playing, which brings us straight into the heart of the game releases this week. April 2026 continues to deliver exactly what the industry needed after a front-loaded Q1. A steady high-quality stream of titles rather than one overwhelming blockbuster. We're seeing a beautiful mix of big ports, cozy indies, and mid-tier originals across the platform. So we're going to break it down in a chronological order, day by day, and kind of go title by title with the context that you guys need. Back on April 7th, Starfield finally landed on PS5. This was a big console exclusive to multi-platform moment many had been waiting for. Bethesda and Microsoft delivered Starfield complete with the new Terran Armada, free update, and story DLC. The Free Lanes update adds deeper ship customization, new exploration systems, and the adorable Millie the Whale pet companion that players have been memeing about for months. Early reviews from PS5 players highlight buttery smooth 60 frames per second performance in performance mode and notably faster load times compared to the Series X version at launch. The story DLC has been called, quote, a love letter to explorers with new faction content that ties into the base game's mysteries. If you skipped it on Xbox or PC, this is the definitive way to experience it now. And on April 7th and 8th, People of Note and Pokemon Champions came out. People of Note, which is a multi-platform game including Switch 2, is a musical turn-based RPG, winning hearts with rhythm-based combat. Every battle plays out like a live performance, timing attacks to the musical beat, building combos through melody chains, and unlocking new party members through story-driven concerts. It's been praised as one of the most creative indie RPGs of the year so far. And right on its heels, Pokemon Champions dropped back on April 8th for Switch and Switch 2, and a mobile version coming out later this year. This spin-off builds on the momentum from Pokemon Pokopia that came out earlier this year and gives competitive players a fresh arena-style experience with team-building depth that feels closer to the mainline games than recent mobile entries. The roster and battle mechanics have already sparked huge discussion in the competitive scene, and there's also some bug that was talked about recently with Pokemon Champions, being that the Gallade Pokemon was released with a wrong symbol attached to its name because in the lore for the game, Gallades are always male, and a bug released with the game that had Gallade listed as females. So that's something that you guys can kind of check out and look into as well. On April 10th, the Cozy Wave has started to hit. Tiny Bookshop launched today, which is April 10th, on PlayStation 5 and Switch 2, a charming management sim where you run a bookstore in a fantasy world, curate shelves, host author events, and slowly uncover the town's secrets. It's a perfect palate cleanser after bigger action titles and is sitting at a very positive on Steam with players calling the writing and art style addictively wholesome. Looking further into the month, we still have still very much part of this week's conversations, though, is on the April 14th. The Cyberpunk 2.5D side-scroller game comes out, and that's been in development for a long time, and is finally coming near. Pragmata, coming out on April 17th, is Capcom's science fiction action adventure with a little girl and robot companion, is shaping up to be one of the most visually striking releases of the spring. And Hades 2 console versions are coming out in the middle of the month, are bringing the roguelike sequel to PlayStation 5 and Xbox with full controller optimizations. And late April still has Saros, which is a PS5 exclusive, coming out on April 30th. And the new Invincible vs. Fighting game, also coming out on April 30th, is a team-based brawler featuring the entire Invincible comic roster that's already generating massive pre-order hypes. Overall, April is being called a bountiful and perfectly paced by analysts. Over 30 titles on PS5 alone, strong indie presences as well, and enough variety that there's literally something for every type of game player out there without any kind of burnout. But new games don't just happen in a vacuum, so let's move on to the final category and go deep into the developer and industry announcements and possible dramas. Excuse me. This past week delivered several significant developer and industry stories that go far beyond surface-level headlines that you may have seen. These developments highlight ongoing challenges in a post-launch support platform moderation, Hollywood adaptations, and studio strategy, all of which will have ripple effects for months or possibly even years down the road. Let's unpack them chronologically so that way we kind of keep track of where we are, and we'll jump into some details. Okay. And we'll start off with this one having here. So back on April 8th, Neopel reassigns the first Berserker Kazan development team. One of the more sobering stories this week came out of Nexon's subsidiary, Neopel. Roughly 1 year after the release of the action RPG, the first Berserker, Kazan, set in a Dungeon Fighter Online universe, the studio has effectively disbanded the original development team, and around 100 staff members were reassigned back on April 8th to Neopel's internal, quote, R team, a resource pool for other projects, and to other ongoing titles like Project Overkill and Vindictus, Defying Fate. This was not a layoff. Everyone still remains employed with Nexon. However, the move comes after the game reportedly fell short of internal sales expectations, despite hitting a Steam concurrent peak of nearly 33,000 players and receiving generally strong reviews. Licensing delays for the China release added further pressure. A Nexon spokesperson told outlets that the Kazan project is now entering its final phase, and the reorganization is a strategic reallocation of talent to projects where they can utilize their respective experience and capabilities. The implications are significant. However, the post-launch support, including any planned DLC, is now in doubt. Fans who were hoping for long-term live service elements or expansions to the game may see those scaled back or even delayed, possibly indefinitely. This story underscores a broader industry pattern. Even well-reviewed games with solid initial reception can face restructuring if they don't hit aggressive sales targets in a crowded market. It is a reminder that the era of ship it and forget it ideology for games has long gone, and studios are under intense pressure to deliver sustained engagement, and when that doesn't materialize quickly enough, creative teams get reshuffled or even cut completely. All right, so this is the next one. This happened back on April 8th as well. Google has removed the Doki Doki Literature Club from the Play Store. On the platform policy side, Google made a controversial move by pulling the cult hit visual novel DDLC from the Google Play Store. The removal happened back on April 8th. With Google citing a violation of its terms of service related to the game's, quote, depiction of sensitive themes. Excuse me. The title, originally a free PC release back in 2017, that later came onto consoles and mobile back in December of 2025. It's famous for its psychological horror elements and thoughtful, if unsettling, portrayal of mental health struggles, depression, and self-harm. Publisher Serenity Forge immediately pushed back, stating that they are actively fighting the takedown and defending the game's handling of these topics as something that has meaningfully connected deeply with players around the world, helping them feel heard, understood, and less alone. The developer has not received clear specifics on what changes would be required for reinstatement, describing the initial notice as a somewhat automated process, which means a bot went through, kind of picked it, and said no thank you, and now they have to try to cut through everything with people, but the people at Google probably don't want to deal with it. This incident reignites long-running debates about content moderation on mobile storefronts. DDLC has thousands of positive reviews and is widely celebrated for its mature storytelling. Yet it was removed while the store continues to host countless predatory gacha titles, ad-heavy clones, and even hidden gambling content. The move raises questions about consistency in enforcement, especially for indie titles that tackle complex emotional subjects. For creators, it's a cautionary tale. Even established, critically acclaimed games can be yanked without warning if they touch certain themes or, talking, certain sensitive issues, politically limiting artistic risk-taking on Android. And Metal Gear Solid movie gets new directors and a first-look deal shifting to Hollywood. Sony Pictures dropped news back yesterday on April 9th. The long gestating Metal Gear Solid movie adaptation is officially moving forward again, this time with directors Zap Lipovsky and Adam B. Stein at the helm. The duo, fresh off the success of Final Destination Bloodlines, have signed a first-look producing deal with Sony under their new company, Wonder Lab. The Metal Gear Solid project will be their first under the banner for Columbia Pictures. Avi Arad and Ari Avi Arad and Ari Arad remain as producers. Lepofsky and Stein are longtime fans of the series and described it as an honor to bring Hideo Kojima's iconic characters and unforgettable world to life, so long as they don't screw it up with the movies like they have been lately. They replaced Jordan Vogt Roberts, who's been attached since 2015, but saw the project stall for years. Sony exclusive executives called the pair thrilling storytellers and masters of visual and suspense, perfectly suited to the franchise's blend of stealth, high-stakes action, and cinematic storytelling. No casting, plot details, or timeline have been revealed yet, but the first look deal also includes other projects like the animated Venom film and the original sci-fi epic The Earthling. This announcement is more than just another video game to film update. It's a signal that Sony is serious about finally cracking the code on Metal Gear Solid movie after nearly a decade of development hell. The choice of directors known for horror-tinged blockbusters suggests the film will lean into the series' more psychological depths and unforgettable set pieces rather than just pure action. For the industry, its highlights and the growing convergence of games and film, big publishers are increasingly willing to hand over beloved IPs to proven talent with fresh perspectives, especially when those directors come with built-in studio relationships. Excuse me. All right, closing out the week today, Level 5 is hosting its Level 5 Vision 2026 Craftsmanship Digital Showcase starting at 9 p.m. JST or 6 a.m. Pacific Time or 8 a.m. Eastern Time. The live stream is available on YouTube with English and traditional Chinese subtitles. Promises the latest news and updates on multiple titles from the studio. President and CEO Akihiro Hino is expected to lead the presentation, focusing on the company's signature blend of polished gameplay, charming art direction, and innovative mechanics. While full details won't be known until the stream concludes, however, these Vision events have historically been gold for fans. Surprising reveals, deep dives into previously teased projects, and transparent roadmaps. In an industry where communication with players can sometimes feel rather opaque, Level 5's commitment to direct fan-facing showcases stand out as a positive model for developer transparency. And taken together, all these stories kind of paint a nuanced picture for 2026 up to this point. Studios are reallocating talent to stay agile, platforms are flexing moderation muscle, and sometimes, even though it's controversial sometimes, Hollywood is doubling down on big IP adaptations, with new creative voices and established Japanese developers continue to prioritize direct engagement. It's a week that shows the industry is still very much in flux and trying to balance creativity with commerce and community in real time. And that's the complete deep dive broadcast for this week. April 3rd through the 10th. Hardware is getting smoother. April is delivering a fantastic spread of games this month so far, and developer and industry side showing real movement in restructuring, platform policies, film adaptations, and fan communication. So which of these surprised you the most? Are you excited for the new Metal Gear directors and the movie finally moving forward? Are you worried about post-launch support for titles like Kazan? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you want even more depth on any of these stories or have an idea for what you want to see in a future video, let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button, and also make sure you turn on notifications so you can stay up to date when I go live with new stories. And I do appreciate you guys hanging out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later. I think that went rather well. Oh, I meant to bring up these other links. Oh well, I suppose. And I definitely just set my drink on my phone. Brilliant. So what do you guys think? Is there any stories you guys think I should look into? Let me bring it back to here and close these other tabs. Alright. So yeah, Tiny Bookshop is the only game that's come out today. Before I Go comes out on the 13th, in case you guys wanted to know. I do have all of these, at least up until April 14th, in my article. I will be releasing a new version that I'm currently working on the second half of April right now. And I should have that out, obviously, by the April 14th, because that's when this one finally has all the last dates come out, or finally runs out of games. So look forward to that one. Or look forward to the new article coming out right around the 14th, possibly 15th. Oh, hey Jess, I didn't even know you were here. Glad to have you. Glad you popped in. I hope this one sounded better if you were just hanging out. Have a good night. Excellent. I think doing it this way is probably better rather than trying to scramble through a whole bunch of like 20-minute slogs of videos. I just kind of do like a miniature deep dive on everything. Anyway, have a good weekend. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow because I'll be here doing this tomorrow as well. Excuse me. All right. Alright, I am gonna go make myself some more tea, which, by the way, go to the Dragon's Treasure and use code Rokai and you can save yourself 10% off on tea and other various products that he has on there. I am currently drinking the Secrets of the Songstress, and it's good for your throat. I'm gonna put you guys on a brief intermission while I go make some more. I'll be back in a minute. All right, we are back. Okay, let's change the screen on you. Put you back on my samurai playing music here. while I get the game for the night up and running, which I'm going to be doing Doom Dark Ages. All right, let me close that. Let me edit the stream info. Okay. Yeah, I should just do it that way from now on. All right. Now let me find the game. I always lose track of the darn thing. There we go. I keep all my games in a folder so all the icons tend to get lost. All right, there we go. Switch to in-game. Excellent. If there's anybody out there that doesn't have me muted for lurking purposes, let me know if you can see or not, or let me know if the sound is bad or not, rather. Okay. Oh no. There we go. That's better. All right, we're gonna pick up where we left off. Oh, I got some messages. Bear with me one moment. Let me pause it there for a second. Okay, now I'm finally ready to get started.
The mine is open.
All right, let me, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. I wanted to see what my, score 10 direct hits with the grenade launcher. Oh. Oh, these would be easy. These would be so easy to do. In fact, let's start with the nade launcher. Get it out of the way while it's easy, you know? All right, let's go back to the map. All right, I saw that this required a key, which means I'll probably have to go around otherwise. And that's where I need to be, which means, oh, these are all places I need to be. Okay. Should be not fun and not at all exciting at all. let's try and grab some ammo. Okay, so that's another thing that I'll have to go around for. Excellent. Okay.
That heart powers the forge. It needs to be reactivated.
Got it. That is a humongous heart, by the way. Alright. Let's see what kind of goodies we can get. Looks like we can unlock some melee. Let's go ahead and unlock this because that's kind of a... Alright. Oh, okay, cool. Alright. And the weapon is this chain shot. But, alright, yeah, we'll do this one. Okay. Now that I am completely broke, alright, I want to go this way and try to get this secret first. Make sure I'm going the right direction, and I am. Alright, let's see if we can mess up any more zombies or demons. There's the key. Got him. That's not fair, dudes. Alright, let's see. What do we go? Shredder. Don't try to block me. Okay. Alright, so to get the purple key, I have to go up here anyway. Oh boy. Gotta find health. Run away, run away. Holy smokes. Oh no! Shitty crickets, that's why he was so freaking tough. That explains why he was so freaking hard to beat. I don't like that at all, man. Alright, well. Got my secret key. I guess that doesn't count as a secret, though. Pity. Well, that was a secret for sure, but it wasn't a secret area. Per se. Alright. Don't you...
Activated. 2 more switches left.
Say, don't make me jump down there. I don't want to jump down there. I definitely don't want to fall off either. Okay, this is for sure a secret. Guarantee you I can't go in there just yet. But I can destroy all this stuff and get other stuff. Alright. Alright, there seemed to be things under here that I haven't explored yet, and I need to find those other spectral doggies. Because I want that crystal. Because that's my first time running into one. Alright. Alright, if anybody sees any of those weird spectral doggy things, let me know. Okay, I'm back here again. I get lost kind of easily. Alright. Well. Yeah. Shrine. Hey! Oh! So we're back-to-back keys. Alright, well, while we're at it, we may as well unlock that since we're already here. Oh... Huh. I got most of my seconds out of that one. Nice. It's not the route I wanted to go, but I wanted those gold. Even that's not the right way I wanted to go. This is. Sweet. That is some seriously suppressive fire. Sweet. Alright, there's always a mechanism to open these stupid things. Alright, well. There we go. Oh, geez. Okay. What do we got here? Okay, I wonder. No. Huh, that makes two secrets. Okay, so that one is part of a tunnel drop-off. All right. Cool. It's down here. Okay. Alrighty. Since I'm here, I may as well trigger this bad boy. It will not let me jump back up. Round and round we go, I suppose. Oh, there's a secret down there. Alright, I need to swap weapons. Finally. Alright, these bad boys need to be taken out by this. Huh. Die. Alright, what I want is to turn this way and go grab my money. I'm on the wrong side. That was pretty rad. All right. Now, okay. All right. We got one heart out of the way.
One more switch.
Say one more switch or you're a bitch. All right, we got one more spot we did not explore. Okay, now we have. Run, get health. Oh, come on, not again. Sweet, that's another one. I really need to get back there and get this one. Boy. Yeah, all right, I'm gonna go back and get this other one I haven't gotten yet. All right, we can upgrade some more stuff. We may as well. All right. That's another secret. All right, let's see how we're doing on doggos. Oh, yes, we got them all. I'll be having that crystal. Thank you very much. Nice. All right. So that makes I have still 4 secrets, I guess. Bummer. All right. I need 7 for the achievement. So that was 4. This will be 5, probably 6 there. And these probably count as 7 somewhere over here, because I have otherwise explored the whole map. Now there, maybe. All right. Okay, we can. I didn't want that. Counts as a secret. Or not, I guess. But these had better. How did hidden dossier pages not count? How to get up there? That is the question. Okay. Oh, are you saying I have to fight this guy and then jump over here and then I can make all these jumps? Oh, that's going to be a pain. Oh well. Whoa! Okay. I'll bet I have to jump over here, unlock this bastard. That was not nice. Oh, what bastard was shooting me? Oh, I don't like that. Haha, yes. Sweet. I got a new toy. Okay. All right. We are on 5 of 7 secrets. Alright, and alright. Okay. Okay, there's supposed to be 9 secrets here. I have walked this entire map. Oh, maybe maybe it continues on to the next one. Okay. That too is possible. That was a crazy jump.
The heart has been primed. We can use the... Forge now. See you at the elevator.
Alright, first, before we get into all of that, alright, I'm thinking we up this while we can. And I'm thinking we max out this shotgun. Super barrel. Hit demons with every pellet from the super shotgun. Okay. Alright, so let's go back to our... Oh, I think that might just be a thing that I have to do. Alright. I wonder if I can see my progress. Huh, I can't. That was pretty gnarly. I'm going to be really mad if this is the end of the chapter. Because I picked up absolutely everything. Apparently except one. The true secret, apparently. Okay. I'm not seeing, unless it's literally right there. Which I doubt highly. Because that would be just too darn easy. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, where is this darn thing? I need 2 more secrets. The heck with it, we'll just continue on. Okay, I feel better now. All worried for nothing. Which means between here and there are at least 4 secrets. Okay. Well, that's kind of gross. All right, let's move it on. Move it on. Ah, no! Okay. Cool. Secret. Yes. Okay. Nothing up there. Okay, let's see. Anything else with the map? Nothing. All right, so we can move on then. So there's secrets here, and I gotta go through all of this shenanigans to get to them. Oh, you get back here. You horrible, horrible bastard. Okay, low on ammo. Switch to this version of the Needler. There it is. Okay. Well, I'm glad I got that, but okay, how am I supposed to get that? It looks like there's stuff that I missed. There it is, what I missed. Oh. All right, come on. Oh, there. Ha ha. Okay, so now I've figured this one out. Now all I gotta do is figure that one out. But I was able to... Okay, I wonder if that one has the same... No! Damn it! Why did you do this to me? Okay. I was hoping that I would be able to do a similar kind of thing here, but I am not seeing the necessary holds. Unless this raises. It does. Oh my goodness. I'm an idiot. All right, that's all the secrets. Okay. Finally, we are done with that nonsense. Holy shnikes. almost shot these dudes just now. Alright, let's max out our melee. That's what I'm feeling. Wait, there's one more melee weapon I haven't unlocked yet? Holy smokes. Alright, there was a... Alright. I swear there was a thing that said to shoot all the pellets into 50 dudes.
We won't have much time.
All right.
The Ancestrals never really die. The heart endures. We harvest the energy. Svara. Nim unve. Anme. Veseque. Svara. Nim unve. Anme. Veseque.
Ooh. The spice must flow with those blue eyes. Uh-oh. He's a peeping Tom. Hello, new viewer. I hope your Friday night is fantastic. Not gonna lie, that's kind of gross. That's the same kind of thing they did in the movie Blade. Was she infected with mana? That's pretty crazy.
Falling back. We'll meet you at the exit.
Alright, what do we... Ooh, a rune shield. Parrying Hell Surge projectiles will now activate the power of a rune shield rune. You've been granted the power of Ground Fissure. The Ground Fissure creates a linear damage... Oh, okay. Sweet. That's kind of cool. Oh, I'm not looking forward to that, however. So many. Alright, where is this bad guy? Rip out his chest. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Nice. I like it. 100% complete. That's what we want to see. Heck yeah. All 9 secrets. Yes. That's the best. Haha. Gold, gold. Weapon skin. Okay, so I have to do 30 more of those things. Well, I happen to think that here is as good a place to stop as any. I do appreciate everybody coming and hanging out. I will see you all again tomorrow. Will not be a news day, it'll just be a game day. We're going to pick up right where we left off here with Doom, and hopefully I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good weekend, and